We drop bows on them. Drop bows on them. When we we drop bows on them. Drop bows on them. When we
For today's video, we'll speak about my round 4 review for Supercoach 2021. We scored 2,326 and we're into rank 123. So we've never been, we've never been in this sort of position before. I think it's going to be cool just to see, because I'm a pretty competitive person, and now we need to make some, like every trade, every captain option is really, there's more emphasis on not blundering. So we'll see how we go. But yeah, pretty excited to see how we go this year. Had a good week, had 3 good weeks in a row, so I'm bound to have a down one sooner rather than later. Maybe next week, we'll see. But yeah, in a great position. And I remember last year, I was in a really poor position round 1, and I knew I was kind of screwed for the year, but I made a really pretty strong comeback in a 17-round season. So I wonder how much higher I could have gotten, but if there was a longer season. But yeah, if you're not in the greatest position, you can make aggressive trades and salvage your season. And there's a few opportunities which we'll speak about with players dropping in price. We'll go over towards the end of the video. But yeah. So yeah, it should be a fun year, but see how we go. I'll get stuck into the team. So yeah, we have 50k in the bank. We've used 4 out of 6 trades. I think the strategy for me, I think we're just going to keep trading and then try, because I think Zebo, Atkins, MP, potential keepers, I guess. I've always been okay with underperforming F6 or D6 or even M8. If the value is good enough. So we'll see how we go this year, because like bench cash generation is a bit of a disaster, and I feel like the early trades I'm doing is pretty much making 50k profit or sideways trading these sort of rookies. We've already got rid of Kozy, Kazitsky in defense, got rid of Bergman, who might come back this week. Maybe that was a bad call, but it just left our forward bench so vulnerable. And had the opportunity to get Jordan, which hasn't really worked out. But we'll speak about those things as we go through the plays. So Lloyd's, it's fine, 95. Yeah, you get him cheap if you don't have him. So maybe that's an L starting him, but it's not. It's fine. He's still averaging 108, and trading in Jake Lloyd's always been a bit of a pain, but that's okay. And then yeah, Laird's pretty good. I got tagged today, so yeah, I love Laird as a player in the midfield. I hope he never goes to defense again, to be honest. Even though he's been all Australian there, I think he's just too valuable in the middle for the Crom. So that's good. And yeah, Jaden Short, didn't really care about Hooley. Moved up on a wing a little bit at times, but still scored well, took kick out, so that's fine. Now this bit of a makeover. So we got rid of Caleb Daniel, and yeah, if you've watched this channel the last few weeks, you will know that Caleb Daniel's been frustrating the hell out of me. So I have a whole video dedicated as to why I think we trade him, and it looks like he's suspended anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure where Daniel's at in that team. And Dogs are doing fine, and Daniels had no impact for them. So, in fact, he almost lost them the West Coast game. So, I don't think he's best 2022, to be honest. I know that sounds crazy because it's all Australian, but that's my view, just the way he's been playing. I explained that all in a video I uploaded on Saturday night. So, you can watch that if you want, on why I believe you should trade Daniel. If you don't want to, long story short, I would be trading him. So, we got Bose and Gieth in. I saw this as opportunities because I knew a little bit about these players, but I did a bit more research, and mostly on their durability history, so it's pretty good. Bose had a quad injury 2 years ago, and Gieth had a minor hamstring a year ago. But Gieth, one-time trial, best preseason he's had, feels really good, and impressed. Including his 2 preseason games, he's performed like this. So that was enough of a sample size for me to jump on, and it was a calculated risk because he's potential D6 keeper, I believe. Not guaranteed, but potentially. See how he goes. And yeah, I just like the look of him. He looks really good. So his break-even was minus 40. So that's where the calculated risk comes in, because he makes money regardless and potential D6 keeper. If not, we trade him later and we make a bit of a profit. And then Jack Bose, I think he's a mile ahead of everyone else in defense in AFL Fantasy, including Ridley. In terms of average points, but yeah, lots of clangers, unfortunately, so only the 107, and I say only 107 because I think with 9 clangers or 10 clangers could have been like a 130, 140 or something. But yeah, looks like he was okay last year from what I've read. It's just this year, more responsibility, more of a leader down back, more kick-ins. No Jack Lukosius. And yeah, he defends, he intercepts, he rebounds. Usually good efficiency as well. In his draft profile, it had really good user by foot. Wasn't to be this week, but most weeks it is. So I like Bose, and we'll see how CJ and Bose go. I'm not super confident because I always like proven premiums, but given their price, given the situation, we needed to get, we can't field butts pretty much, so we had to do something about that. And Jordan Clark's playing half forward and wing, pretty of a rough role for Supercoach, so I'm not expecting much more than 70s every week. Excuse me. Butts, we got lucky 95 from Butts last week, but this week, a little bit of luck involved for us this year, but you got to take it, I guess. So yeah, that's fine. He's slow burn, and I kind of just want to keep him there just as insurance. So I know he's going to play every week, whereas I'm not sure other rookies are going to play every week. And then Highmore, fingers crossed he comes back. I think we're all in the same boat with Highmore. Now the midfield, Jack Steele. Oh man, Jack Steele. There's nothing for me to say other than I think we'll let Stephen A handle this one.
He's a bad man.
Let's talk about just how bad
He's a bad man. There's nothing more to say on Jack Steele. He was my Brownlow tip. I was slightly worried coming in because of the new rules, just to see how he was going to go. But yeah, he's a star. So big fan of Jack Steele. And yeah, good to see Saints up and about. Saints and Dogs, my second and third team. I know who the hell has second and third teams, but I hope both teams do really well this year. And then Jake McRae, he's another bad man. So huge fan of McRae, and it was wet. It was against Brisbane. It was in Ballarat. That's Jake McRae's bread and butter game. But because of so much point sharing, usually it goes a bit bigger, but 137, you take that. And Clary was back with a bit of a tag as well and didn't seem to care too much. So yeah, I think we have McRae, Steele, Oliver. I think they're clear top three. I know Guthrie's thereabouts, so we'll see how Guthrie goes, but they're looking like top three, and obviously we'll wait on Lachie Neale, see if he his durability improves or his back improves. And then Merritt, just a bit of a hype pick, has not worked at all. Just points per possession just isn't there. It seems like a bit of a dream team pick, but durable, whatever, just keep him there. And then Errol Gordon, we'll just keep Gordon. The moment we cut Gordon, it's going to be an interesting one because some people might finally upgrade him and then he pulls out like 100 or something. So we're not interested in trading Gordon for now, but it's going to be interesting as to when we do. He's slowed down a bit, but Sydney is still performing and he's playing well. I think he's just butchered it a little bit the last 2 weeks, but that's fine. Campbell, I'm happy to get rid of. I think watching him, he's a little frustrating to watch, does a few stupid things, but we know he has a good ceiling in him. And I still, the thing is, he's mid-forward, so I assume in his draft years he played mid and forward and had that really high NAB league average. So has he played a lot of halfback at junior level? I wouldn't have a clue. I haven't researched into that, so I'm not sure what he's supposed to be scoring, but I'm okay with getting rid of Campbell. His break-even, look, he can kickstart that cash gen again, but I'm not too worried. I don't really feel comfortable fielding him anymore, so that's okay. And then Powers a really nice rookie for us. So, big SNFL under 18s numbers. It must have come a long way in the preseason because he's a baby face pretty much. So a little bit undersized, but really, really good player. So we'll just keep fielding him. And then James Jordan, I'm not sure what's happened here. His time on ground is like in the 50s again, and he looked like the guy that was in the preseason where he was just non-existent in those preseason games, just couldn't get his hands on the ball. Round 1 and 2 he plays really well, so I get him in, and now he's turned into a spud again. So I'm not sure what's happened to him. I'm not sure if it's, rookies are inconsistent. They can come good after a bit, but the trend is not good. So, and yeah, Barry Brockman. Look, Barry could have fielded lost points there, but that's fine. But I like Barry, but yeah, he's not a high accumulator, more of a tackler at the moment. So I guess that keeps his score healthy and maybe a bit more opportunity for more mid-minutes with Sloan out for another few weeks. I think Brockman keeps playing. I think they persist with him. He does some nice things. I don't know how McNeil and Scott keep playing. I think McNeil's been okay because of pressure, but I'm not sure what Scott is doing. What's it? I don't even notice him. I wouldn't have a clue what his role is. I think it's some sort of defensive role. I don't even know, but I guess they have a little bit more. We can squeeze a bit more money out of them, but we'll see. Don't know if they held their spot. And then yeah, we captain Flynn because we took McRae's VC, so that's going really well. Yeah, our captain so far, apart from round 1. I think this week we captain, or I think we VC Steele against Richmond because they leak. We'll go into Gawn. So Steele, Gawn, Oliver, and McRae. We'll just play with those guys. It may be Grundy with the right matchup. And then, yeah, the forwards. So this is the interesting thing about this year. It's the value forwards are, like mid-price forwards are working really well. Because they've turned into almost keepers. Dunkley, F1. Zeeble played okay. Took a few good marks. He gets caught one-on-one. But like that, they need him back there. Especially with Luke McDonald injured again. Tom Atkins, just a nice little player. Makes a few errors. A bit like CJ. Few skill errors here and there, can get caught holding the ball, but wins a lot of contested ball, wins his own ball, gets involved in chains and just at stoppages, even gets a minor runs through the midfield. So fingers crossed he's a keeper, but yeah, I like the look of him. And then Impey's playing really well. Impey plays a lot like Jaden Short without kickouts. Maybe his kick isn't as lethal as Short's, but they give the ball to him, he gets and goes, and yeah, he's very aggressive with his kicks. So Impey, I'm really surprised that he's turned into this sort of player. I didn't know he had it in him from what I've seen in previous years. So yeah, I think he's looking like a keeper to me, but we'll see. And then Warner, dare I say, is he a keeper? I don't know. Big junior numbers and stuff, but we'll see. Maybe Rowbottom comes back, that affects him. I can't even remember if Rowbottom played this week, but yeah, we can just keep him. Maybe he's a swap to Dangerfield at some point. And then we fielded Rowe, so Rowe was okay, better in the second half. So SNFL numbers were good, so he should be scoring okay, but not comfortable with him on field. Combin's our loop. So what do we do for trades? I think this one's pretty much locked in. So Campbell, we're happy to expend. We need a plan for Ridley, and honestly, I think we have to let him go for now. Walker didn't kill North as badly as I thought. First 2 minutes he scored 2 goals, and I'm thinking, here we go, but yeah, it wasn't too bad. So we get in Alec Waterman. So I like Waterman, good waffle numbers, good contested player. Brighton said he's an important part of our best 22. I think this is a gift, so I think we take that. We can loop Rowe and Waterman on field. I'm okay with that. Obviously, try and get Dusty at F6 when we can over Rowe, but we'll see. And then, what do? During the week, we figure out which rookie to get rid of. We're going to pay up for Heath Chapman because all of a sudden Heath Chapman is now a negative pod because a lot of people brought him in, especially for Hayden Young or Cozzy. And he's playing well. So this is fine him. So we'll grab Chapman. Even though he's 200k, I think for now we'll get rid of... Oh, hold up. We'll get rid of Jordan and then we'll get in Chapman. Hold up. Okay, there we go. So we'll get in Chapman for 200k. I know it's not ideal, but I think it's fine because he's going to make 150k and he's an on-field option. It just helps us. It just helps us on field immensely. So that will be our setup. So maybe Barry gets a rest at some stage, but I think he keeps playing. And yeah, we can't field these guys at any given week, and we'll just field Barry. So I think it's fine. So I think that's how we line up. And then next week, I'm not sure we can get Ridley in. I think we have to go for like a Tom Mitchell for 550k or something. There's so many options, but we'll see. So I'm happy where the team's at. I think our point of difference is usually the pods aren't the way of climbing up the ranks for me. Usually it's just having good solid team, having good primos, having the right players on the field, not having bad picks. But this year, well, Bose, Gieth, Atkins, all major pods. I think Steele's ownership's a bit higher than I thought. I thought he was almost a pod, but he's actually like 20-ish% or something, so that's fine. I never see him in any teams, so I don't know, but happy to have Steele. And yeah, so we'll line up like that, and then we'll quickly go through some players. So we'll quickly look through the players that I might want to get in this year. So we'll just see. But first we'll go over the break-evens. So players with a big break-even. So Steven, we'll go over McDonald. McDonald, not right now. We'll assess that in the second half of the year. Stephen May, look, if you're struggling and you're looking for a way to climb back up, and you could probably grab Stephen May for sub 400k. He could drop lower than that. He could drop to, I don't know, like 370 or something. So scoring okay, scored unbelievably well last year. I think I'm not sure 100% he averages 100 plus, but for that price, he can definitely average over above that. I think it's the play if you're behind, but there's something you could consider. Daniel, no. Lloyd, yeah, grab Lloyd if you can. Luco's playing wing, so not really. Yeah, not Luke Ryan. Ryan's like, I don't like his durability. It doesn't sit well with me. Mills, if you want. But yeah, so go through the midfielders. Not Rockcliffe, not Menegola, Real, nah. This is an interesting one. So Andrew Brayshaw. So played really well in the first 2 rounds, and I did like him. I was considering him down the track. See how he goes. He's had 2 hard tags in a row, so it's been a bit rough for him. So we'll see how that goes. If he's 450 and Gordon's like 400, or Gordon probably won't be 400. He'll maybe like Gordon's like 370 or something, while Brayshaw's 450. I think you could do it. I don't mind it. I'll just reassess where Brayshaw's at, because he was a bit inconsistent last year. But yeah, side bottom's a weird one. Seems to be better for Dream Team, but just worry about him in the future, I guess. But not too keen. Walters no, Cogs no, and Neil's the interesting one. We have to figure out when Neil is fully fit, and maybe he says it, or maybe he's not relevant at all this year. Maybe he plays for injury all year. So Neil's going to be a big call if we get him in or not, and whether we find out if he's healthy and like he's not going to have continued back issues. Oliver you can get if you want. Bogus is not for me. Bont's got a big break even. I want to go for that. Mitchell, yeah, all the mids are coming down, so we're going to have a few options. It's going to be a pretty difficult call. I'll look at the forwards. Oh, yeah, side bottom, already kind of spoke about that. Rowan's a weird one. We'll just monitor. Rowan is like, does his foot, was it the same foot he injured during the game? So with Rowan, I think we'll just wait on Rowan. No reason to rush. Ladhams, no. Paddy, yeah, later on. Maybe after his bye. Butters, yeah, we'll see how. Unfortunate he's injured, but I guess after his bye now. Heaney, no. There's nothing else to see here. Zach Bailey's role's being screwed with. I think he's mostly forward. Zorko, I don't like Zorko. I don't trust him. But yeah. A lot of things to consider. I think it's my first upgrade. I think I want it to be Ridley, but I'm not sure. It might take an extra week, and we might be better off getting a rookie off the bench first. Or maybe I don't go Chapman, I go someone else, and that way I can get Ridley next week, but we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you guys soon.